I got to play a session with MLB players, Jordan Walker and Masyn Winn. They're both teammates on the Cardinals, and there's some hoopers. You're gonna see in this video, they're going crazy. They're throwing lobs, they're hitting threes, they're slashing, they're attacking. Everybody's playing defense, everybody's passing. Jordan Walker, he's the center. He's got a 78 3, I think, or maybe 79, and he hits a lot of threes. They're leaving him open, and he's knocking them all down. Masyn Winn, he has a 3-and-D player. He's getting hella steals. He's hitting threes. He's catching lobs. I almost turn it over there. They get it, and look at that chemistry. You can tell they're teammates. That lob connection is a constant in all of these games that we played. We played 4 games together and won all 4. There goes another backdoor lob. Masyn's build is pretty fast. He's got 90 speed, 90 agility. I think he has a 90 something steal, 94, or maybe even more than that, perimeter defense. This session was pretty impressive. You never know what to expect, but they know basketball. They know what they're doing out here, and I'm getting a lot of slams. We've got so much spacing on this team. So the defense is trying to decide what should they do, because I'm either dunking it or he's hitting a 3 when they help. So this is crazy. Look at that. Now they're going to throw it backdoor to the big fella throwing down the slam. So the first quarter's about to be in the books, and we're off to a great start. There goes Masyn in those lanes. That isn't the only steal he's going to get. He's going to get hella steals in this session. He was going crazy.
What are you? What is your icon, bro? Oh, man.
That's what happens when you're playing with new players, new positions. You don't remember the icons. You're slower when you have to bring it up and actually look to see what the icon is. After you play so many games together, you know, hey, he's going to be X, he's going to be square. Then you're really flowing. Look at these full court dots. And that's what makes me just, I get mad that I don't have the pass on this build. But you can't have everything on your build. You have to have some weaknesses. So it is what it is. I like my build, though. Look at me dancing. Let me pull up from mid-range. See, we're really teasing this defense. We're dunking, hitting mids, hitting threes. We got backdoor lobs. We're doing it all here. Nearly a turnover in the paint. Good ball movement. Back to me. And I see him cutting backdoor. Let me throw a lob. He catches it. He's ready. So I'm playing with Sharp and Capone as well. You remember Capone? He hit that game winner years ago in the rec center. You remember that 3 in the corner for the win? Killer Capone is still back at it. What a sequence here. Masyn with another deflection. So I threw a lob. I figured he'd go get it. Oh, Sharp saves the day. So let me celebrate for not turning over the ball. Let me get a little glitchy with this. Hey! Ankle assassin is popping!
I know Smooth's out here doing that. I know Smooth's out there doing that.
I had to borrow that Steezo spin for a second. Something light. Looking like Tony Hawk. And it's funny because every year when 2K first comes out, a lot of people say the dribbling sucks. And look at me getting a standing dunk with the center right there. They usually say that the first week or two, but 2K doesn't really remove dribble moves. They have all the moves in there. Maybe they change the controls, they change the way that you do them, but they're still there. They want you to be able to link the moves together. Dribbling is really about timing. It's just like shooting. You have to know when to break out of one animation to go to the other. You have to know which ones flow into each other. And you have to be very precise as well because they have certain moves. Let's say you want to go through the legs. You got to go left, but you got to go left slightly down. Not quite diagonal down because then that's behind the back, but just a little bit. So the good dribblers, they're always precise. They never mess it up. Me, I mess it up all the time. Sometimes I'm trying to go through the legs and then I do the one that's not through the legs. A good example is the CP3 behind the back. I've done it a few times. I know how to do it, but I can't really do it consistently. A lot of times when I try to do it, it just does something else. But I've seen people do it 2-3 times in a row. So they really know what they're doing. What a block. Walker protecting the paint. We're up by 20 points in the first half. We're clicking. Everything is flowing nicely. But what I like about this game, 2K is inviting us to get real creative. Splash. You see, I'm trying to learn this rhythm shooting. They're doing me dirty. I think that should have been a splash. That felt right to me, but I got that slight lead. Ramen accidentally. This build that I'm using, I like it a lot, but I wasn't supposed to bring it out until I got the cap breakers. I only have silver shooting badges right now, so I need the gold to really be consistent with it. But I just had to bring this out early because I wanted to play with the strength. But look at this 80 dunk!
Okay.
Head top. I'm looking like Kobe Bryant in his prime. I'm looking like Kobe when he went baseline against the Knicks. Oh my goodness, that's an 80 dunk. At 80 dunk, you actually get some good dunk packages. You have a lot of safe dunks, but you have fancy dunks too. And I don't know what unlocks that starter 4. I need to go take a look, so I wouldn't make another build until I see, because maybe, oh look, I just pushed that noob out the way. You see that strength? See, I had to get out here and play early because I wanted to play with that 85 strength. And the funny thing about this build, I think I could get legend strong handle because I have it on Hall of Fame. If I use a max +1, I could put it to legend and then I could be a straight bully. Because I'm already seeing those animations where I'm pushing people out of the way. So it happens every once in a while with it on Hall of Fame right now. That's why I just left it there so I could have that lightning launch on Hall of Fame as well. But about the dribbling, the only way that I would say the dribbling sucks is if Steezo, if all the other dribblers came out and said, I'm moving in mud, I can't do anything, then I'd say, all right, dribbling sucks. But just like always, when the game first comes out, within a couple of days, you start seeing those videos where they're moving. And I think the best year for that was when 2K first introduced the adrenaline bars. I remember the struggle. I remember people were raging that they couldn't do moves and the dribbling sucked. And then Steezo made a video where he was comboing, doing what he does, and he never used any adrenaline bars. That was hilarious. So when people saw that, it pumped everybody up, and a lot of people said, all right, I'm not gonna quit anymore. Wait, let me make it splash. Finally, I get one of those to drop, but then people started putting in the work in the lab to try to figure this out, and then you give it a few more weeks and people are moving again. The skill gap in this game, it really does come from the creativity, figuring out what works, what flows together. Because 2K doesn't really teach you how to do a lot of this stuff. All these dribble moves that you see people doing, when you go into the tutorials, when you go into Learn 2K, it never shows you how to do any of this stuff. That was a great game. Masyn had 6 steals, 7 assists, 16 points. Look at the almost a triple-double for Jordan Walker. Everybody scored, everybody touched the ball. That was a great game. But the skill gap is the people figuring out, hey, if I break out of this animation at this point, I'm gonna do a 900 spin like Tony Hawk. I've never seen anywhere 2K explain how to do a move like that. I've never seen them show you how to do the CP3 behind the back, through the legs. They don't tell you how to do a lot of stuff. You just gotta go out there, get creative, fool around, and figure it out. And with the go-to shots this year, they're adding another level of creativity to link and branch moves together, because you can explode out of them. I think over time, people are going to start to appreciate all the different creative things that you can do in the game. 2K25 is not a perfect game. It's got plenty of flaws, we all know that, but it's got some things in here that we haven't been able to do before. And I think once everybody gets used to it, they won't complain so much about those. And this is why I'm labbing up the shooting right now, because it seems like they're going to stick with this. Going forward, they're going to try to get you to use that right stick. So I'd rather go through the pain right now. I'd rather miss some shots that normally I would make by just going with the button. I'd rather test this out now as I'm throwing down the lob than later on down the line having to figure this out. I don't want to kick the can down the road. I'd rather just get it done right now. Right here, right now. How about that? Because think about it. Look at the layup system. When they switched to the right stick for layups and dunks, some people never went to the right stick. They just used square or X. They never actually switched over. But when you use the right stick, It's a lot easier to do different types of moves. You know exactly which one's going to happen. When you press square, you don't know what animation is going to pop. You could get a random one, so you can control what you're trying to do more with the stick. And here goes another fancy dunk, looking like MJ, just cradling that thing. Another thing I like about this game is the no squad rec center. It is much improved because I remember when I played with Moses, look at that guy, he's antsy. He jumped, I didn't even jump yet. When I played random games with Moses, it was a disaster. Nearly every game was unbearable to play. Every once in a while you'd get a decent game where it was okay, but now at least people aren't really quitting at the rate that they were. And this is going to be a sneaky bounce pass. They don't see it coming. Look at that. Nobody moved. Nobody rotated. I love those sneaky bounces. If that was a pass in the air, he might have even stolen that. He would press the button. He'd know it's coming. But the bounce is just sneaky. And I'm dancing again from mid-range. And the big fella, they just don't think he can shoot. I don't know why. He's proven himself. This is crazy. He is knocking down three. He is like a sharpshooter out there. This year, I've played a lot of no-rec squads to start off this game, and it's been okay. I mean, sometimes the matchmaking, you are going to get that center on your team that doesn't rebound, and then the other center is going to dominate, and you're going to lose that game. Yeah, you might get that game where your point guard is terrible. He's throwing the ball straight into the defense. Splash. They're doing me dirty again. That is going to happen. So you're going to have those games, but what you don't really seem to be getting in random rec, you don't get zone defense teams. And you usually don't even get 5-out offense teams either. I'm sure maybe it is possible to happen. Maybe later on when you level up and maybe people hop on the mic and they actually start playing like that. But the games that I've played, I haven't really seen that type of action. So you can get away from that. You can get some variety. And look at the big fella faking the pass and making it splash again. He is a knockdown shooter with that center. This is a really fun session. We are just flowing together as a team. Another steal. We're off to the races. So when you do play random rec, it is convenient because you can play when you don't have 5. You might get a decent game. Yeah, you might also lose because your team might not match up as good. They might not have the chemistry that the other team does. It could be a disaster. So you just have to go into it with that in mind. Oh, that lob would have been crazy if that would have connected. So, for example, in random rec, I played a game where there was another point guard on our team, and he got mad because they would sometimes inbound the ball to me instead of him. And I remember he turned the ball over. He had like 5 turnovers. He kept throwing it. He kept trying to force passes, throwing it right to the defense. And look, they're going to give me this 3, and I'm gonna just take it. I'm going to pull it. Splash. Finally, they let me drop one of those. But that game with that point guard was hilarious because he hopped on the mic, and when he turned the ball over, he said, "I'm out of rhythm because you inbounded the ball to the other guy." And the whole time I'm thinking, like, does that make any sense? How can you turn the ball over, throw the ball right at the defense, right down the middle, it gets stolen, and then complain that the reason why you turned it over is because you're out of rhythm because on the inbound pass, they inbounded it to me first? What? I actually need to go find that vid and then because I probably still have it somewhere. This guy was literally crashing out. And the funny thing is he finally left the game sometime in the 4th quarter. Hey, self-lob off the glass. He finally left the game in the 4th. And then we almost completed the comeback to win. Like, we were close. It wasn't that bad of a game. It was right there. But if this guy just wouldn't have turned the ball over, if he would have some patience, if he would calm down and just play together. Oh, I saved it. This is a crazy sequence right here. Shot clock cheese. He has to force up a bad shot. I'm going to box this guy out so he can't get the board. They get the board on this side of the court. And then I'm going to let it fly again. Splash. I know I'm going to get the hang of this eventually. I'm willing to take some L's. I'm willing to mess up a little bit, miss some shots I'd normally make with the button just to get fluent with this rhythm shooting. So I'm having some fun out here. I really am. And this was a great session. It's just a beauty when you're playing a mode like this or any game mode and your teammates are just playing together. Nobody really cares who scores. Everybody's passing it around. Everybody's playing defense. That's the way it should be. These MLB players, you couldn't tell that they're MLB players. You would think they're NBA players. They're out here playing some great basketball. I get another deflection. But when it comes to the dribbling, this is what you have to remember. If 2K didn't want people moving, they would remove the moves from the game. But the moves are always there. They're still there. They're still in the game. So all of the creativity is fine in their eyes. They're letting you do it. They're letting you link all of these moves. They're not trying to stop you from dribbling. Now, the only thing that I hate is that you can't really stop your player. You can do quick stops. You can flick the stick and then, shoot after that. But let's say you just let go of the left stick. Your player continues to take steps, a lot of unnecessary steps. So to me, that is the problem I see with the dribbling. My songs, He Quit the Game, Lob City, and My Camo are now available on all streaming platforms. Here's my updated build, a two-way fun stopper. Shout out to Moof for the build name. Time to dance. Ooh, got him. Oh, damn. It's time to dance. Ooh, ankles, ankle breaker. You got to finish the play, score, make it